the headmistress said she has to retire. We didn't know that she had cancer. She didn't tell us, and so we felt so upset because the girls were not talking to us, and the principal said she has to retire.
Thanks a lot, Mabel, for giving me extra time. I so appreciate. So, first question from Norris Wong is about the voiceover in the movie. So, did you right away decide that the movie has to have your own voice as the voiceover to the story of your alma mater? And during the whole process, did you think about, nah, I don't want to do my own voiceover or have voiceover?
Anyway, the voiceover is not decided at the beginning, and it's almost at the end of the final version. Then I just want to do a voiceover to see whether it can connect the different episodes better. So I just put a mic next to my editing machine as a tryout. I didn't intend to use my own voice, but I'm the only one who's there, right?
Right.
So I just
in version 14, as you watch it and whatnot, you add your own voice reaction and whatnot.
As I'm cutting the film, I put a mic. I just put a mic next to it. Almost a final cut, and I put some commentary, like the voiceover of a tree hole actually is 樹窿的心聲, as something to add to the picture, because sometimes I couldn't get the picture, and like in the case of Birdie, when she run her business of selling the glasses, and she lost the money, and I didn't film her losing money, and it's difficult because it's not a very substantial thing to film. So I add in a while she has been selling this and trying to earn some money and every month, but then in this case she lost a few like $50 or something like that as a commentary. So as I go through the whole film, in each possible place, I would think whether I should add something which the audience cannot see, whether I should add my own feeling, like in the year of the rebellious year, and I should also tell them about the feeling of the crew, the crew who has been working so hard, and whether we should go on or not, and whether we feel a lot of setback because of this situation. And also, while the headmistress says she has to retire, we didn't know that she had cancer. She didn't tell us, and so we felt so upset because the girls were not talking to us, and the principal said she has to retire. What's going on? Because we were left all by ourselves in the school, and I asked her, well, can you not retire so soon because you're only 60 years old, and I'm sure you can extend. And she didn't tell us, and she said, well, it's difficult, and something like that, all kinds of excuses. So I have to tell the audience the feeling of the crew too. I mean, since that year we don't have much to show. We will show how the girls escaped from us and how the school mistress, the principal, retire, and we discussing whether we should go on or not. And so that's another, places like that, we have to add some commentary, which is the people at the audience cannot see. And there's no way we can show it.
Almost closer to a direct documentary, direct cinema type, no voiceover type thing for many versions, until the end few versions you feel like your own voiceover would connect things better. Is that your thinking process?
Yeah, because we somehow there's so much materials, and we maybe somehow we have to think with what to put in and what to take out, and adding voiceover would bridge the gap, and maybe we can tell something very fast without really going into details of that situation, right?
Right.
So at the very end, maybe at the 11, 12, 13 version, I started to add in my commentary. And actually, because it's quite a casual thing, I put the mic there and just say, oh, and no script, and say, oh, because she lost her $50, and also sometimes say, oh, of course, Form 1 children couldn't get permission from their family to go overnight in Changchao, staying in Changchao overnight, things like that. And I didn't intend to use.
Did you use your first take, or you redo them?
Oh, of course, the first take is not supposed to be there. I mean, I didn't intend to use my voice because I thought maybe later on we'll find somebody who can talk better to do the voiceover.
Not only talk better, but you yourself could record some of the things, right? You didn't. You just go with the first take, which is more honest and I guess more natural.
Sometimes if I cannot go on, I will, of course, record it again. But usually, because I didn't intend this to be the final outcome. So I was quite casual about that. If you watch it again, you'll see it's quite casual, because it's not supposed to be the kind of voice over, which is a very formal and official, right? But then later we listened to it again, and we thought it has kind of a style, because it's like it's not like the usual official voiceover. It's just like a tree hole talking about what happened to the crew during that time, and also her feeling about what's happening at the time. And so later I decided maybe the tree hole can be one of the characters in the movie, like me as a tree hole. And I can talk about my feeling. So I added the director like another character in the movie. And so this character as a tree hole would talk about her feeling throughout the movie. And that's how we came to use my own voice at the end.
I see. I want to ask a question about Ruth, but if there's only time afterwards, I'm going to hard observe your time. So second question from Nora says, thinking, have you thought of editing a longer version of the film? So the film currently has so many minutes. Have you thought of making it a little bit longer? And the second part of the same question is, or turn it into a mini series and break the story into multiple parts, like a Netflix. Let's say you want, this is fundraising, right? For the swimming pool, I think, the school swimming pool.
The swimming pool, you have to tell everybody. We intended to, but swimming pool is very expensive. And my principal told me not to have that kind of dreams because it's too far-fetched. And I told him that if you don't have dream, then this film will never come true.
Yes, exactly.
So I said,
that's why I'm asking about. That's why we are like, in a sense, I add my own twist on that too. Nora asked about the miniseries, and me specifically mentioned Netflix, specifically mentioned Amazon, which owns, like, I think BritBox has the Up series. So have you thought about turning, like, you have 300,000 hours of footage, and I think you filmed based on the interview credit list, there are 13 girls on the list. Like, have you thought about shaping that?
No, I can answer you, because this is what I think is the version I can do best at this moment. And I have I decided to do a 2 hours something version, so that I can concentrate on the 6 characters and their friends as side cast. And that's, I think, the version. This is the director's cut.
Director's cut for the film. Director's cut
of the film, and also exactly what I want. And also, this film has never been. I have gone through the censor without cutting out one frame, and I was so grateful because I preserved the director's cut. And as for the other 6, 7 girls, you can cut them into another film. because I think if you want to describe or explore a character in depth, you need to choose something else to do 6 person. I mean, that's the time you need for 6 girls, and for the other 7 girls, and you can ask somebody else to cut it, because I don't have too many 10 years to spend on this project.
Well, not 10 years. So I mean, just the editing part is the filming is done. So
another 3 years is going to cost my life, and
So
also
you don't-
to make into of course you can make it into mini-series and concentrating on each girl, but it's not going to be so interesting, because each girl, if you follow, I have followed at the first few version, follow the girls individually, one by one. And it's not going to be that interesting, because you don't see the cross section of that group of people having the same age.
Can you turn a mini-series
no.
into a mix of girls?
I don't have the time.
Not you.
I don't have.
You have seen
somebody. You ask Norris to do it.
So Norris,
Norris, you can do it.
Right. You are not married to the. You only can do the footage. Someone else can help the school make more money to make the swimming pool come true. They can do it, just not you. Not
me. It would be a lot of work if you want to do it good. It is going really difficult, because then you have to go through all the transcripts in like 50 books of transcripts to find another 7 girls, and to make the most interesting, take out the most interesting part and cut it again. Wow. Because I've gone through 3 years, I know how difficult it is.
So I know when the film come out as a Blu-ray disc, I will get a copy for myself to keep. I'm asking if and when it come out. If it never comes out as a Blu-ray, then I'll feel sad and I just can't have my own copy. But some years down the road, whenever if there's a Blu-ray, would there be some bonus like deleted scenes? Any thoughts on those? This is my question.
No, because I don't even know whether it will have a Blu-ray, not to say whether I should put something in or out.
So the director thinks that there may not be a Blu-ray.
That's I don't know. It's up to the distribution company, Golden Scene. They may want to make a Blu-ray, but I would be very happy if they make a Blu-ray. But then I will not be responsible for another editing of 精彩片段.
Deleted scenes.
No, not me.
Not you.
Not me.
Someone else can do it.
No.
Not you. Okay, so third question.
Oh, and by the way, this film is going to be released officially on the 2nd of February. In all theaters. In Hong Kong. So because before it's so difficult for people to get tickets, and it's all special screening but now the school has finally decided to let the public audience a wide release, a public release.
Right. And before I forget, like maybe this is a longer term question, has the school thought of actually showing the film as a kind of a teaching experience for future students? Have they thought about it?
Well, actually, they've been asking, showing it to different schools in Hong Kong, and the schools, if they are interested, they can book it in as a private screening for teachers and for students. And there were actually a lot of private screenings from various schools or religious organizations or
and all good
social
good experience, right? I presume.
Yeah, and all kinds of social workers and there have been a lot of private bookings for educational purposes.
Right. So 2 more questions. Third question from Norris is: do you like making documentary or drama more?
I like them both. Actually, I've been making, of course, drama as my major interest, but as I told you before, when I was in Bristol, I worked for the BBC, so that was my first job, and it was a documentary. And then I made another documentary for the parents of Jackie Chan, which also is shown in the Berlin Film Festival as the opening film of the documentary section. And this one is also actually my third attempt as documentary. And I quite like
You would make
maybe because documentary has become the documentary has become a very interesting form of expression. Because before, when I worked for the BBC, it was very orthodox. Because the BBC keep everything very neutral, and it's from the point of view of a fly on the wall. So you have to be very neutral and everything very detached. And that's the BBC's way of making documentary, not to interfere with subjects under any circumstances. But then in America, there was Michael Moore making very different kind of documentary. Yes, and he appeared in his own documentary, and he comments on everything, and he even scolded his interviewee, and all kinds of things. He's a completely different kind of making a documentary, which is also very successful. And I think he got an Oscar for his documentary. And then there's recently Anything Can Happen in documentary. Like I saw in a film about Marilyn Monroe. They interviewed some people. They only got the voice, but they asked actors to mime the voice. So it's like they have people talking, but those people are not the original people. They are just actors. But then, of course, he wrote underneath that it is mimed by reenacted by actors. And of course, there are you can also do reenactment and every kind of things under the sun. Pseudo documentary and docu drama, and everything. So drama and documentary now is blurring. The boundary is already blurring, and you can make a drama like a documentary, or a documentary like a drama. So this is the trend that's for future documentary, and I think it is very interesting. As documentary filmmakers, you can use all kinds of methods and not limit yourself to just a fly on the wall.
So I have a friend who is a professional photographer in Hong Kong. She shoots commercials and stuff. So after watching your documentary, she got inspired. Like before, she wasn't thinking about making film or anything at all. But after watching your documentary, 給十九歲的我, she thought about, maybe it's plausible, because she loved your documentary so much. She got inspired and like kind of dared to think about making a documentary, making a film. So her question is this: I'm going to translate it to English. So in your movie, sometimes they are colonial kind of love and feeling. 佢話殖民地嘅情懷。
不如講中文啊！我哋呢啲可以講下中文啫，係嘛？佢用中文問我，咪用中文答咯。
可以，佢話佢個問題就係你嘅電影入邊咧，就通常有種呢個殖民地嘅情懷帶住一啲 colonial classiness。嗱，呢個佢嘅英文字。
咩叫 colonial classiness？即
係
好似啲 elite 係咪啲 elite？
可能係啦，即係我照字面 colonial class 即係好 classy 嘅咁，但係即係有少少殖民地，
即係好似覺得自己係 elite 啦 ，elite
當年 Hong Kong U 嗰啲咁嘅 colonial classiness， 咁啊同埋
elite 啦，就係
同埋 romance 佢用英文嘅，咁就你點睇而家香港嘅改變啦？同埋呢種而家香港嘅改變會唔會影響對你創作方面嘅方針咧？
咁我覺得一個人咧就係受佢環境影響嘅。雖然我細個嗰時候成日覺得自己好獨立個體啦，但係即係好似海明威話齋，即係No man is an island, everyone part of the land 咁樣啦。咁所以我細個當然我係喺殖民地長大，咁所以我就寫啲嘢係，因為我係成日啲故事係 based on 真人真事啊，或者我自己 嘅生活嘅嗰啲片段啊。咁所以我喺殖民地長大，我咪會將嗰啲咁嘅情懷擺咗落去咯，即係好似玻璃之城咁樣。咁啊，自然係講我讀書嗰間香港大學啦。咁如果你話係 colonial classism，即係話即係或者可能係嗰種 elite 嘅諗法啦。因為嗰啲 Hong Kong U 嗰陣時讀書嗰啲，都覺得自己好似好即係好難入啦，好似即係唔好咁講啦，即係難入咧，所以就好似好即係有少少目空一切啊。咁所以就係咁嘅啲學生，然之後就係又去示威啊咩成，即係學生領袖就係會咁樣嘅嗰陣時。咁所以你哋會睇到嗰個就唔係我，即係我未必一定認同呢啲嘢，但係我嘅戲就會反映咗嗰個時代啊，即係嗰個係一個時代嘅反映。咁到而家時代變晒啦，咁你又會見到19歲的我個時代已經轉晒啦。咁我當然就係嗰啲咁嘅殖民地已經冇晒啦。咁就而家變咗一個新嘅年代，咁亦都係反映喺我戲裏邊。咁樣係所以人嘅我嘅電影就係反映我活着嗰個年代嘅。咁而最近嘅電影啊，更加係即係唔好淨係睇我啦，即係呢一年嘅香港電影咧，都係已經行咗一個全新嘅方向啦。即係已經係成日講係家啦，回家吃飯啦，過時過節啦，即係或者係講佢自己住呢個地方嘅佢自己嘅睇法啦。咁就已經冇晒，即係冇晒嗰啲以前嗰種colonial 嘅感覺，而反而係一個好踏實、好即係好平民嘅一種睇法啦，已經。咁就而成個香港嘅氣氛都轉晒啦。而我好高興見到舊年嘅即係好似而家嘅新導演已經冚唪唥朝住自己一個方向，係朝住佢哋自己嘅生活方向，同埋佢哋睇到嘅，佢哋感覺到嘅家啦，呢個香港呢個地方啦，同埋點樣喺呢度生活啦，同埋生活有種咩嘅挑戰啊，各樣。即係我覺得而家呢個係新嘅潮流啦，即係香港嘅電影同埋香港嘅人已經去咗另外一個方向同埋潮流朝代嘅直情係都
係嗱。咁我剩翻最後6分幾鐘啊。Last question 就係我想問下 Mabel， 你對新嘅導演，即係佢無論導呢個好似我呢啲，即係都唔係新啊，但係拍過想拍紀錄片或者劇情片嘅導演，你有啲咩 advice， 有啲咩建議咧？呢個就係 last question 啦，即係有啲咩你對佢哋嘅説話咧？
即係我覺得做導演無論係劇情定係紀錄片啦，都首先要做好自己作為一個人先咯。即係話作為一個人，如果你唔係一個有趣或者有獨立思考或者係一個可以抵得諗下，即係可以捱得苦啊嘅人咧，你係做唔到一個獨特嘅導演咯。即係話首先你就要將自己嘅經驗擴闊啲，即係唔好成日坐喺度做溫室嘅小花，或者喺自己個圈子度，即係同溫層嗰度，即係行來行去咁啊唔得啦，冇乜嘢講嘅。即係首先係要打破啲框框，去同好唔同嘅人，或者唔同嘅見解嘅人，或者係完全唔係你嗰個 class 嘅人去接觸。即係你係要真係活得精彩，同埋活得要胸襟要廣闊啲，先可以講到一啲即係係對所有嘅觀眾都令人哋可以產生共鳴嘅嘢。就因為你要活一個生活咧，係可以同任何人即係或者妓女啊，或者你覺得睇唔起嗰啲什麼非法移民啊、黑社會啊，即係你係一定要對嗰啲你覺得係冇你咁幸福嘅人，你一定都要覺得唔好睇唔起人哋，即係同佢一定可以同等地一齊生活，又或者對嗰啲冇高冇低，又或者對嗰啲好有錢嗰啲或者係高位嘅人咧，你都唔會話覺得自卑，亦都唔好喺度即係搖尾乞憐啊嗰啲咁。即係你作為一個導演，係真係要保持自己嘅尊嚴同埋自己嘅態度，不亢不卑咯，好似你話齋。咁同埋
曲你㗎 Mabel， 唔係我講，我係聽過你講不亢不卑。不
亢不卑啊！哦，咁同埋做紀錄片係更加要學做一個好人啦。因為你唔係一個好人，你唔係一個人哋覺得值得同你傾偈嘅人， 嗰人睬你都傻啦，就係話
佢唔會 open
走
up
咯。
同你講啊，
係啊，
佢點知
佢
你做咩啫？
真係得閒同你講嘢，仲要講假嘢俾你聽啦，話你做乜鬼啊？你真係挖我私隱啊！我唔做，我唔講啊，我講假嘢俾你聽係唔得嘅咁樣。即係你要誠懇啊，個人即係要真啦。
係啊，好多謝 Mabel 你今日2個半鐘頭嘅時間。咁我哋本來諗住一啲中一啲英，咁但係一路講到好暢順，就係講咗英文。咁啊大部分咁啊，我知道英話嘅學生咧就係即係嗰片度睇到啲上堂台上嘅全部都係英文嘅，咁冇問題。咁出邊嗰啲人咧，香港 International City 啊嘛，咁都冇問題。咁呢一段咧，我哋就有中文喺度對答。希望下次有機會嘅時候咧，就可以再訪問Mabel。真係好多謝你今日咁多時間。
多謝你。
咁我再
多謝你咁詳細睇咗咁多嘢。
咁我睇真係好中意你套戲，我真係覺得即係喺我心目中咧，佢已經係 national treasure 嚟㗎啦。即係有啲人話，都即係有啲人可能覺得好好睇嘅一套戲，但係哇 Kempton 你話 national treasure 冇咁誇張。
係一個真係非常之誇張，我覺得真係多謝你，但係我真係覺得真係我都即係叫受之有愧。
嗰個時代同埋呢啲女仔同埋各種嘢，即係我諗我哋自己睇翻落嚟之後睇翻落嚟，我會覺得即係唔使我自己而家都已經 treasure， 但係我覺得有更多人都會 treasure 咯嚇，尤其是呢個時代。
多謝你。
多謝晒你 Mabel。咁啊
多謝。
You have a good Sunday in Hong Kong。唔該晒你 Mabel，希望下次有機會再訪問過你。
OK，thank you。Thank you。拜拜。拜拜。
Hello， 我係張婉婷。今次給19歲的我攞到電影評論學會嘅最佳電影，我其實真係好喜出望外咯，因為即係完全係拍呢個紀錄片嘅時候冇諗過得任何嘢嘅。咁其實我最開心就係呢套戲可以喺2022年度上映。咁呢一年真係香港電影界嘅奇蹟咯，因為有好多同期嘅電影咧都係百花齊放，同埋有好獨特嘅題材啦，有好多新導演啦。其實真係老中青嘅導演都齊發功，即係令到個影壇再蓬勃翻，好似雨後春筍咁樣。咁另外一樣最令我開心嘅就係啲香港觀眾都好捧香港電影嘅場，重新翻入去電影院度睇香港電影，咁就令到我哋都好多支持，同埋好多電影有幾千萬啊、3000、4000、5000、6000、7000、8000咁樣，係同佢哋一齊喺同一年度出咧，我覺得我都盡咗一分綿力，即係好開心喺呢一個2022年，第時可能喺電影嘅歷史裏邊係會被記載為一個好獨特嘅一年。咁我能夠喺今年攞到最佳電影，我真係好榮幸，我真係好多謝電影評論學會，好多謝大家。